Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the Clock Hour, people, once again. Great to have you involved. I have a couple of special guests here with me today. I'm going to have you all introduce yourselves, starting with you, sir. No, I'm going to start with the young lady first. What is your name?
Hello, my name is Sean Gaston, and I am from One Heart, One Soul.
Okay, and your name?
My name is Stephen Jacobs, and I am the new member of One Heart, One Soul.
One Heart, One Soul. Now, somebody tell me about this organization. Just a little bit.
One Heart, One Soul is an organization that I created because it was already in me.
Okay.
So I wanted to give it life. And what One Heart, One Soul does is we assist the community in whatever it is that they need, whether it's to feed the community, to clothe them, to just love them. If they just need someone, they need to know that they're loved, that someone out there cares about their future, to assist them with job search. Whatever it is that they need, One Heart, One Soul will provide it.
So you're not just locked into one area.
No, we coach them. We also have a Fathers Matter scholarship program, and that program is, I created that program because having four sons, and they're single fathers, there's not programs out there to assist them.
No, people forget about us.
Oh, they do. They do.
I can relate. They
And
forget about us.
so
So can I.
I always had to, being that mother who would step in and do what's needed for her grands,
You're right.
I also had to assist other individuals because, of course, my sons were, tell their friends, talk to my mom. And, it's sad because they will leave them, whether they don't want to give the children medical, if they're residing with the fathers. They do not, the fathers is as if they don't exist, but they do. And I don't care who it is, these children need their fathers in their life.
Right.
So that program was very near and dear to me because I said if I wasn't here, what would happen to my grandkids? Who was going to help? Who was going to advocate and be that voice? Right. So I chose to, like I said, give it life. And my nephew, Stephen.
Let's salute that because I was a single father. Well, I'm still a single father. Yeah. I will always remain a parent. I raised my son with the help of my moms and my grandmother, may she rest. My mom's was really a critical part of it because, we come up short as men. Good thing I was raising a young man. But if I had to raise girls, I think it would have been a little different. But at the same time, we come up short. I know we come up short. That's just us because we're simplistic creatures. Right. Like, give me the remote, or where's the remote? And, I'll put some boots on, or I'll put a pair of sneakers on, just to keep it moving. Simple. Yeah, very simple. So it was important that she was involved with that process. He's a grown man now, and I'm very grateful, And you said you are also
a single
parent.
I'm a single parent. I actually was raised by my mom and my grandmother, mostly my mom. I had my grandfather and my uncle probably once I got close to high school, but they helped in aspects in sports and just transportation, things like that. Maybe putting some money in my pocket, but they helped me to understand what I'm supposed to do in the household, with the lawn, the garbage, making sure your room is good, making sure the house is, making sure the house is, somewhat protected in my, at my age. So now that I'm a 4-year-old male who's trying to do the same things that, my grandfather may have done in the beginning, I'm trying to, instill more within my children and individuals that I come across.
Respect. Now, in my journeys, I've seen where parents coddle the child because one parent is not present.
Right.
You think that's a good thing or a bad thing? I'm asking both of you.
I'm going to speak from my experience and say it's not a good thing. because of the fact that you can only do so much, but you have to be willing to open up and allow someone else to come in to assist. And I say that to say, I used to say, I don't need no man. I don't need no man. But that's not true. And I correct a lot of women now. I work at the police department, so I come face to face with a lot of these single mothers, and I correct them, and because I have to make them realize, where no one made me realize, that you are causing a lot of damage to your family. There needs to be a man. A woman can do some things, but a man needs to be involved. So I can't just coddle and say, it's just their minds and I'm gonna do it all. No, I have to be willing to open the door to allow someone else in so they can be successful.
I agree. And it's interesting because some of the things, I could tell you a whole lot of stories, but I used to look at it, I'm like, well, raise your child. Don't make excuses for what they do based on one parent's not present.
Right.
Oh, I feel sorry for him. How do you, because his father's not here, and you're still coddling that child, allowing that child to get away with anything based on your relationship.
It starts with the communication with the parents.
Right.
You can't say, oh, his father's not around, but you have a bad communication, bad relationship with that person, where you can't communicate what, should happen. Like, hey, maybe you can take him these days, or just come up with a plan so that he is getting both sides. He can get the proper, attention that he needs, because there's things that the father might do that, the mother might not want to do.
Right.
And the father's like, well, I'm going to do that because this is who I am. As a dad, I have to be stern. I have to be, I have to make sure you walk in a fine line, because if I let you go off course, you know what I mean? There's plenty of things you could get into, and then I have to, hold you accountable for it. So.
Right. And it's understandable. I just always looked at it like you're doing your child a disservice. Yeah. Like a while back, I think I seen you at the community meeting where they were talking about the school and stuff like that.
Yes.
And I'm sure people were wondering why I was there. I said, I get your kids. I get those kids.
Yep.
Those young kids that really had no direction. Their mother or father, they let them do whatever they wanted to do, and then you end up with me. Now I'm telling you when to get up, when to go to bed, when to stand up, when to sit down. You're coming with me. Now you're here with me, and you're crying for mama now.
Yeah.
Mama can't come with you in that system. So I have seen that also, mother and daughter, but I just always looked at that as a disservice to the child.
Yes.
And I've heard children disrespecting their mothers, and I'm like, I don't say nothing because that's not my child. It's not, but I have a label, and all my artists were young kids, and I was mean in their eyes. I said, because I'm not only helping you with this music thing, I'm helping you become an adult. I'm teaching you how to travel. I'm teaching you that it's okay to leave Waterbury or leave another city and go visit another city. It's okay. I'm gonna teach you how to get there and teach you how to, and make sure you get home.
Right.
Teach you how to hold on to a buck or two, so that way, if anything transpires, you're okay.
I teach you how to watch your surroundings.
Exactly.
So stay out of harm's way. Yeah.
Exactly. And it was my responsibility to make sure all of these kids got back home, no matter where we went.
Right.
Like we were in Manhattan, come around the corner, and I see a tow truck coming around the corner. Tow truck got my car. And if you ever get towed in Manhattan, it's real. Then I had to get a ride. I was on 11th. They tow your car all the way up to 39th, and it's a big hangar. They actually have to give you a ride to your car in this big hangar, right? So you get in there, but my artists, they're looking at me like, what are we gonna do? I said, man, I got it. I'm gonna handle it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I handled it. It cost me, but just handling certain things like that, you know, you teaching people something. I might not have been their father or blood relative, but I was a role model.
Yes, you were
Yeah.
there. They were actually blessed to be able to be in that position
Right.
to be face to face and see you handle it like a man would handle
Right.
things, and it taught them something. They walked away with something.
Right, right.
I've had met individuals like that, so that definitely goes a long way. You know,
Yeah.
to be able to experience that and experience with someone who is humble and, you know, you were patient enough to understand. All right, I'm holding myself accountable. I parked somewhere I shouldn't have parked.
Yeah.
Now I got to take care of this. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And to see you not overreact
Yeah.
and handle it in a manly, you know, sophisticated way, that helps because
Yeah.
it goes a long way.
It does. You know, even a couple of them now, they're older than you now, but you know, I reach out and I tell them, I say, man, listen, I'm proud of y'all. Even just something as simple as that can change the dynamics in a person.
Yeah.
You know, and I come from the system, and I'd ask them, like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do when you go home? And you may get, shoot, I don't know. Or some may have a plan mapped out, but you get them ones that say, I don't know. That's the red flag. Like, uh-oh. I say, and then if you know that everybody else is banking on him returning or her returning, you say, come see me.
Yep.
Let's sit down and talk about a few things. So your organization is brilliant.
Yes.
It's brilliant. And sometimes it takes the mind of someone to actually come up with something as that. I ain't gonna talk you out of death, but it takes
We be
the
here all day.
mind of someone to say, wow, I got an idea. Everything starts from an idea.
It does.
Well, like I tell individuals, I've been asked, well, why did you start? You know, they'll ask me where the name came from, and that has some history to it. But I tell them, I am one heart, one soul. I am the community. There's nothing that anyone out here is going through or has been through that I haven't. Not knowing where my next meal was going to come from. Being a teenage mother. A lot of people don't know that. I'm a lifelong resident of Waterbury, and you know, people always thought I only had 4 kids, and now you'll hear me say, no, I have 5.
I always come back. I've came back, you know, because this is where my roots is, you know, and our people in Waterbury, different families, we have all pretty much been through some things. You know what I mean? As a whole, we've been through some things. I remember looking up back on the history of Waterbury. Waterbury was a booming
Yes.
city.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very,
Because of the brass and
Yep.
yeah.
I tell a lot of individuals, well, there's some, the old school, they know.
Yeah.
I come from family of music, Wow Man Steve. That was my grandfather.
Not me.
Yeah.
oh man, Steve on your radio.
Yes, I've played some of his, my grandfather. But you know, my Uncle Fat Daddy.
Okay.
You know, I come from, so
And a lot of people are related here.
yeah.
I'm not related to nobody. No,
But
I'm
you know
just
what?
kidding.
You know, here's the thing. And like I said, I've been out there on my own, which is the reason why I started One Heart, One Soul. You can have a large family, because I have an extremely large family.
Right.
But I'm going to be honest with you. We are a family of strangers.
Wow. And that's deep.
It is.
the
Because when
truth.
I staying in somebody's garage or not knowing where my next meal was going to come from, not having anybody, everyone just talked about me, you know, and that's why I do what I do, because no one wakes up and say, I want to have a kid, I want to be a single mother. Something's going on. So whatever I can do to assist, I want you to know that I'm here. I give out my business cards at the station.
Okay.
They can call me, and they do.
And you know what's interesting? All families had that mama figure in their family. That was the glue, the link to everybody else.
Yeah.
When mama left, grandma takes over. Grandma leaves. Who's there to fill that void? Like for my family, I'll call my cousin, what you want to do this year? for the holiday,
Yeah.
4th of July, what you want to do. And I tried to make sure that I at least pull some of us together.
You're trying to keep that same energy going. So
Right.
I like that. Yeah.
That's my purpose.
Yeah.
You know, for my family. You know,
Right.
being a pillar. In each person's family, there needs to be at least 1 or 2 pillars out there that will at least attempt to pull the pillar,
Yeah.
the family together. This way, you can't say that, well, you didn't make the effort or you didn't try.
Right.
You at least made the attempt.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's why I do it. I gave it my all. I still give it my all every year.
Right.
What y'all want to do? Then once I come up with the idea, everybody wants to change. No, we can't. We're not going to change this. I say, if you had the idea, you should have put it
Should have
on the
presented
table.
it.
Yeah, and then if I get approval by my moms and some of the other elders, I don't care what you saying. This is what we're doing.
This is what's happening. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's just like you said. Nobody want to take control of that, take that horn, and say, you know what, I want to do it this year.
Sometimes you got to.
Sometimes, yeah.
And that's why we do what we do for
Right.
the adoptive family.
Right.
We want to make sure that your family for Christmas, you guys, your memories of spending time together and that joy, that just the memories of laughter and the smiles.
Right.
So we make sure.
Y'all do all kinds of stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
How would someone volunteer or be able to give their time to your organization?
You just contact us. We have a social media
Okay.
website with Facebook, Instagram.
I'm
Twitter, if you
gonna
have it.
need that information.
Okay,
also.
okay, yeah, business cards. He's actually the director of the men's program.
Okay.
I'm not a man. I made that mistake, thinking I can do everything for my boys,
Well,
and I
it's
couldn't.
not a mistake.
So,
You did what you had to do, or you did what you felt you needed to do at
Yeah.
that time.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's not a mistake.
But,
They're grown men now, right?
Yes.
There you go. So you did your job.
Right.
But yeah, so that's his baby.
Okay.
And I plan on trying to basically, I want to bring more, I guess, men together so that we could do more for the community, do more for the kids, do more for ourselves,
Right.
do more for our mothers, our aunts, those individuals who were there
Okay.
for us when, times were rough. Because with men is a lot of men are going through mental health issues and things like that kind of, they'll maybe leave them stagnant, leave them feeling unloved or not appreciated or, something where they have to do something that's out of their character, end up in, the system or end up, on the streets. So instead of going to those angles, I want me and my group is based on, trying to bring some excitement back to the city, bring some excitement to the kids and bring some more, I guess, life back into us. That's why I tend to go to the gym. I go to the gym. I don't look for no one to go with me.
Right.
I go by myself. That's holding myself accountable. I talk to my aunt when I'm having an issue. If I present it to her where she sees that maybe I'm wrong in a sense, she holds me accountable. So it's based off of just trying to hold ourselves accountable. Somebody, like you said, speaking up and doing something,
Yeah.
taking that initiative because nobody else wants to.
Gotcha. And stay in touch with me.
Oh, I will.
You stay in touch with me.
I will.
Well,
and I see what you want to do, and stay in touch
Well,
with me.
I told him we have some plans with the podcast. And,
Yes.
Stay in
because
touch
this
with me.
program, that particular, like I said, One Heart, One Soul is, the whole program is very near and dear to us. But the fathers, because of the way the single men are treated. And our program is not like the scholarship, the children they do not have to be in the father's custody. Because a lot of times the fathers are working 2 or 3 jobs to care for their children, and then they're working minimum wage paying jobs, McDonald's, and they can't go on because the child support. So the program is set up where the father can use the scholarship to either use it for himself to go take a trade, or if the child is in the household with him and he wants to send his child to school and use it, so they can apply it either way. So we
I'm gonna
actually
applaud you right now. I'm gonna give you your
Thank you.
flowers right now.
Thank you.
It's brilliant. I mean, I'm not giving you credit because I know you, but just the concept of it all,
Yeah.
it makes a lot of sense because, like I said, nobody pays attention to
no.
the single fathers. Nobody really looks at the fact where, okay, you put the that organization in between the father caring for his child,
Yeah.
child support. You put them in between that. So there's your wedge right there.
You put a dollar sign on a kid that,
Right.
and I say this all the time. I'm saying it to my aunt, like, you being a parent, you spending time with that child, that's time spent. You're gonna have to take care of them, clothe them, feed them, entertain them. All of those things, nothing's free.
And you can't put a price on
You
that.
can't put a price on a kid, and not all of some of the single moms out here, but a lot of them, they dangle that kid over the father. They use them as a, and that's not right. That's not how it should be. And if you want things to get better, you have to take the initiative to make it better. You just
Right.
can't put it all on the father. Like, you have to make a change. It has to go both ways. Even if you feel he's at fault for certain stuff, you're at fault too. It's just holding yourself
And
accountable.
we're not here to bash the single
No,
moms.
no.
It's,
No,
it's
we're
just
not.
like
We just
nobody
have to
talks
hold
about
them.
single dads,
No,
man.
they
Nobody.
don't.
I mean, but when they do, it's not a good thing sometimes. That's the
Right.
thing. So,
Because I
get
worked
it.
in a halfway house, and you had the single fathers who would want the visitation with. And let me tell you something. I have to be honest because I've dealt with it firsthand. DCF does not respect single fathers. It's terrible. They will assist the mothers, but they do not respect the single fathers. And that's why, again, this is so very near and dear to me because I've dealt with it firsthand before I even had to deal with it within my family,
Right.
but dealing with it firsthand with the single fathers that are in the halfway house.
Wow.
To regain, entry into the children's lives.
Right.
It's sad.
Well, there's predominantly women in there anyway.
Well, yeah, we know. And but see, that
so there's going to be an
I'm not your
imbalance
typical
somewhere.
female, so I'm gonna fight.
Yeah.
So we have actually in June we have our awards dinner, and that is to raise money to give out the scholarship.
So people need to really find you, reach out to you because you got a lot going on.
Yeah.
And I believe by you doing so many things under your umbrella that more other organizations can latch on with you.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not about them getting into your organization. It's about you got this organization that does this organization that does that. You put that together. That's
Just come together.
And we welcome the collaboration.
Yes.
We really do, because again, I mean,
Right.
it takes the community to unite to
Right.
be able to move forward. That's the only way we're going to be able to move forward. But the thing is, you have to stick by your vision and your mission statement.
right.
I don't want.
And I was going to ask you about your mission statement, but you didn't really answered everything.
We don't want, the white collars coming and giving us money. We come out of pocket for Christmas. We've had a couple of donors. We have, which we're truly grateful for them. They adopted families that was a family of 6 and just took that family of 6. I love her. You know her. She's my sergeant. But on a personal level, Sergeant Renee Harvey, her and her son just said, no, we're adopting all 6 of those kids. And that just really blew my mind.
That's my buddy. Right
Yeah,
there.
and listen, she is. A lot of individuals really don't know her. You sit
have
down
no
and get.
idea.
They have no idea the jewel that they have.
I put her first single out.
I know. She is she says, Sean, she says, I love what you do, and I can't believe you do this alone. We come out of pocket, whatever. No child
Right.
is going to go without.
Right.
It won't happen.
Right.
So if I got to work,
I'm praising y'all for this, man. I see you because I think I gave you enough T-shirt. The
yes,
pink one,
yes,
right? I see you, but then I don't see you.
Yeah.
I see you, but I don't see you. And I'm kind of tapped into certain areas in Waterbury, but this is what I want to continue to do. This right here.
Yes.
For the people, by the people, about the people.
Yes.
This has nothing to do with me.
Nope.
This has everything to do with y'all. I can't stress
essence.
that anymore.
The essence of life.
And this is what I want to, because a lot of people, you know, there's people in pockets of Waterbury that don't even know.
Yeah.
No.
They see you,
Right.
but they don't know
Right,
you've
because
always
we're not
been quiet.
we're not a 501c3, and yes, we've had money come across us where we could just take that money and say, okay, well, we're not going to feed a child or a household, and we're going to take the money and use it to become a 501c3. You know what? Everything happens in divine timing,
Right.
and we will have that. So,
And I told you,
yes,
You can't rush greatness.
give me a call.
yes.
I got you.
Thank you.
I'll point you in the right direction, get you where you need to be.
We are truly grateful for you to
Right.
even reach out and give us this
Well,
platform.
Yes.
come on.
This is definitely.
You know, you're my favorite. You know, and you see people that operate on, I only got a couple minutes, but you see they operating on a different plane. And I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in making you a star.
Right.
I want people to know who you are, what you're doing, what you got going on.
Right.
Y'all see in the next shows and everything, but I got to wrap it up. Tell people again how to get a hold of you.
My name is Sean Gaston, and this is Stephen Jacobs, and we are One Heart, One Soul. You can reach us on Facebook or Instagram, and our telephone number is 203-510-0289. Anytime, any hour, any day, you call us, we're there.
And remember, for the people, by the people, about the people. The clock hour. That